Paul, in Ephesians here, he's not describing the Christian life as a peaceful existence, which, oh man, like this is something we just have to get. We have to lock into this idea that this life is war. Jesus said, in this life, you will have trouble. Like, that's just the facts.
Well, I think that goes back to, like, your definition of terms. Jesus is the Prince of Peace, but peace is not the same thing as comfort.
Paul, when he's talking about this Christian life, he doesn't describe it as peaceful. And one thing I love about what John Eldredge says, he wrote a book, All Things New, which, oh my gosh, like that book is about heaven and about eternity. Mm-hmm. And just even in the opening chapters, he's writing about just like this heartsick feeling of like when you go to a wedding and it's beautiful and there's just so much joy. And we've been to a few weddings like that where it's just like, man, like this was just
like moves you to tears.
Yeah. And it's like almost as close to heaven on earth as many of us get to experience. And then it ends. Mm-hmm. And so there's this bittersweet sadness that like every joy has like a little bit of sadness on the back end of it because you know it's temporary, you know it's going to end. Mm-hmm. But that speaks to, and again, going back to C.S. Lewis, like if the heart has a desire that cannot be fulfilled in this world, that means that it is created for another world. And so it's like an evidence, like, yes, that longing, that desire for peace and just rest and all of that exhale of life is actually meant to point us to eternity. And the Prince of Peace, he first reigns in our hearts, but eventually he will subdue all of creation. We get to be part of that. But then, like, all things will be made new. All things will be made right. Mm-hmm. And that's what we're longing for. But we're not there yet. Mm-hmm. We still are in this life. And there's a war and there's a battle for us to face right here. And so going back to Paul, he describes it as standing in this ongoing battle. So our enemy is not merely bad ideas, broken systems, human weakness. But again, Scripture says that our battle is against rulers, authorities, cosmic powers, spiritual forces of evil. And yet, even though intellectually as Christians, many of us already know this, we don't really live like this is true. Mm-hmm. We don't live like in the awareness of the constant spiritual ongoing war that we actually are in. We live on just the material that's immediately in front of us, the practical, and it's like there's so many things coming at me right now. How can I even think about the spiritual?